Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Maureen Chaman Wigwin. Today's video is not really a happy one as I'm going to be talking about the two-story building in a secondary school in Jos, the Plateau State capital, that collapsed and left several students trapped. This is such a big tragedy to Nigeria. This is a big tragedy. The building was said to collapse at the time the children were writing their examination of the term. In fact, this video might be disturbing. If you're very emotional, okay, please take precaution. All right. Now, the cause of the building collapse is yet to be ascertained as at the time of doing this video. But then I'm going to talk about possible causes of building collapse, signs to look out for in a building that may likely collapse. Okay, you may say you are not into construction and you don't need this information, but the truth is you do. Okay, as long as you live in a building, this information is valid. You can even share it to someone that wants to buy a property or rent a house, or you could use this information to checkmate your own apartment, to check out for signs that may likely lead to collapse of a building. I'm sure if you know the signs, you'll be able to tell that this where I'm staying is safe or it's not safe. Okay, so one of the causes of building collapse is what? Improper design. Yes, improper design. Now, one of the leading causes of building collapse is poor design. Structural failure can occur when the building design of that building is unable to support the loads and stresses that the building is subjected to. Yes, most times you will see that a building is designed for a two-bedroom apartment, but before you know, somebody will want to now extend it to maybe to have a three-bedroom or even a story building on that same foundation for a two-bedroom bungalow. It is not proper. You are increasing the load of that structure, and that foundation cannot carry that structure. Okay, please take note of that. Another one is incompetent contractor. This is very common in Nigeria. In fact, this is a very huge issue that we are facing in Nigeria. You will see that a contractor who lacks the necessary skills and experience is handling different projects, and you'll be wondering, how do they get these things? It's really disturbing. Okay, and this can really cause a building to collapse because most times this contractor use substandard material because they don't know the importance of using the approved materials to handle site. So they will want to cut corners, maybe to save one extra cash, not knowing the impending danger. For instance, maybe a structure is designed to have 16 rod. You see that a contractor that is not that is not experienced. I'm so upset right now. A contractor that is not experienced will intend to use a lesser size of reinforcement because he wants to save some change, not knowing why that 16 is recommended for that particular foundation design. So please, we need to take note of all these things. Okay, so poor construction techniques and ignoring safety protocols is more likely to happen to contractors that are not experienced. Another likely cause of a building collapse is what? Inadequate supervision. Now, inadequate supervision can lead to building collapse. This can include the failure of properly inspecting the building constructions, or it could also be the failure to enforce building codes and regulations and lack of proper monitoring. Now, lack of proper monitoring of a job can lead to building collapse. As I said earlier, the people that are handling the project, they may want to cut corners to reduce the quality of material, to buy some standard material just for them to save in some little coins, and it is not good. So for engineers on site, please make sure you monitor. Don't overload yourself with projects that you will have little time to monitor. Any project that is given to you, any project is as important as another. Okay, so please make sure you do thorough supervision if you are given such. Now, another likely cause of building collapse is change of use of building. The change of use of building can lead to building collapse. This can include a failure to properly modify the building design, the failure to properly modify the building materials, and the failure to properly modify the building structure. This can really lead to building collapse. Your building is designed for a story building, and you are heaping you're heaping another story on it. It is not proper. Okay, you say, let me just modify. When you're modifying, there's so many things you need to consider. Okay, there's so many things you need to consider out there. So you just don't wake up one morning and change your story building to 2-story building. It's not done that way. Your foundation is not designed to carry such. Okay, you need to meet experts to give you advice on what to do, the load you are supposed to use on every building. All right, another thing that could cause building collapse is aged building. A building that is aged building can collapse due to wear and tear. It can also collapse due to neglect and lack of maintenance. That a building is aged is not just a problem, it's the maintenance culture. It's the maintenance culture to that particular building. That is another. Poor maintenance culture can lead to building collapse. You will see that little leakage on your roof. Please don't ignore. If you see any crack on your wall, please don't ignore. Okay, I'm going to come to that anyway. Now I've just listed some possible causes. If you have other causes, you can leave it you can write it in my comment section. Okay, let's educate people. I'm sure if people are aware that things that we will not be facing in Nigeria, the harsh economy is enough already. We don't need to be going through all these things. Let's be our brother's keeper. Okay, now I'm going to be talking about the signs that a building might be at risk of collapsing. You don't need to pay a professional to dictate some of these things. There are some signs that are very obvious to the eye, okay? But you need to know them. And this is what I'm going to be talking about now. Now, the signs that a building may be at risk of collapsing is one, cracks in the walls and floors. Yes, cracks in the walls and floors. You will see that some large growing cracks can indicate what? Structural weakness. Let me tell you something, When you see a crack on your wall, please don't ignore. There are some cracks that can be ignored, but these large growing cracks can indicate structural weakness. It could be that there's a shift in your foundation. Maybe it could be that there is settlement in your foundation. Okay, you need to be aware of these things. Look out for these cracks. If you are seeing crack, don't overlook. It means something. Your building is speaking to you. Building speaks. Yes, building speaks. Collapse don't just happen, okay? It doesn't just happen out of the blues. It speaks. Building speaks to you, but just that we are not aware. We don't understand the language, okay? So these are some things you need to look out for. When you see such kind of cracks, call out a professional and see that this crack, is it going to be, what could be the possible cause of this crack? A professional will tell you if you are to worry or not, okay? If you have gotten value from this video, do well to subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment in the comment section. Another sign that the building might be at risk of collapse is sagging roof or ceiling. Now, this is very important. Sagging roof or ceiling. You will see that most contractors, as I said earlier, they want to cut corners, and the kind of roof, the kind of woodwork they're supposed to do for your roof, they will not do that. They will either use less roofing materials or substandard woodwork to do your roof. Okay, at the end you will see your roof sagging. When you see that your roof is not aligning to the rest, like there's a place that just went down on your roof, that's a sign. Okay, that is a sign that your building might be at a risk of collapse. You need to verify that. Don't be calm about it. Okay, we Nigerians, until the worst happens, we don't take actions, and this is not good on our end. So look out for these things: sagging roof or ceiling. Another sign that your building might be at risk of collapse is visible structural damage. Now, you will see exposed damage to beams, columns, or foundation. This can indicate vulnerability, all right? When your columns are exposed, you are seeing the reinforcement that is used to cast a column. That is not a good sign, all right? That is not a good sign. There's a difference between an exposed columns and beams and what we call honeycombs in construction. So you need to get that straight. Call your engineer, call your building expert to check out these things for you. When you are seeing reinforcement in a building that has been erected or that has stayed for a while, it's not a good sign. All right. Now, another thing again you should look out for in a building that could be at risk of damage is water damage. Water damage. Why did I say that? Chronic water leakage or flooding can weaken your structure. Most of our building now, we do what we call conduit piping. where these pipes are running into, they are not seen with that, they are being embedded in concrete. You may not see your pipes, okay? But if you are seeing dampness on your wall, if you are seeing leakages in your building, you are seeing water dripping, please don't overlook. All right, if there's a leakage, water leakage, so if that water continues to leak for a while, it weakens your concrete, it weakens the structure, okay? So please don't overlook. Do well to what? Address that issue. Another visible sign that you could see is what? The visible sign of decay. The visible signs of decay. If you are seeing rotting wood, rusting metal, or deteriorating concrete, it indicates weakness, okay? Reach out to a professional to checkmate all these things for you. Don't overlook, and I say don't overlook. Another one you could another sign you should look out for is wall boring or bulging. When walls are bulged or bore, it can indicate excessive stress. As you can see in the video, when your walls are bulging, it can indicate what? Excessive stress. So please watch out for these things, okay? And then another one is what? Ceiling or roof collapse. Most times you see partial collapse. Seeing partial collapse can precede a larger failure. All right, if there's any form of collapse at all, this is not a good sign. It's an indicator. All right, and then the last we'll be talking about today is what? The doors and windows that won't close properly. When you're having difficulty closing your door, when your doors are misaligned, when your doors are misaligned, your doors and windows are misaligned, this can indicate structural shifts. There might be a shift in your foundation. So please take note of these things, okay? Now, if you notice any of these signs I mentioned, it is essential to consult a structural engineer or building expert to assess the situation and recommend necessary repairs or maintenance to prevent a potential collapse. All right. Thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope to see you next time in my video. God bless you all, and please stay safe and be one another's keeper. Okay. Thank you. Bye.